next topic that we're going to discuss is power. Okay, so in terms of physics, power is concerned with the work done in a specific time. All right, so to understand this, let's take an example. Let's suppose you have a box. Right here, I have a yellow box, and for one case, you take that box and you pick up that box and you place it 1 meter away from its initial position. So basically you did some work. You've just picked up that box and changed its position. You did work. The weight of the box was 100 newton. The distance that you covered was 1 meter. But this relation, work done equals to FD, this does not include the time in which you have done all this work. Okay, so in this case, doesn't matter if you took an hour to do this work, doesn't matter if you took just 10 minutes to do this work, or doesn't matter if it took like 7 hours to do this work. You have done 100 newtons of work. This information does not include any time. This does not provide us with enough information about the time that you have taken to do this work. Okay, so पावर हमारे पास क्या करेगी? पावर उस टाइम को यहाँ पर इंक्लूड करेगी जिसकी यहाँ पर ज़रूरत है. यहाँ पर आपके पास एक वर्क डन करने के लिए टाइम कितना भी हो सकता है, डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि आप कितना टाइम लेते हैं. बट उस टाइम के बारे में यहाँ पर हमारे पास कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है कि आपने कितने टाइम के अंदर वो वर्क डन किया. ओके, सो दिस इज़ वेयर द पावर कम्स इन. ओके, the definition of work does not tell us how much time has elapsed in doing that work. Therefore, to include the time, the term power is used. So power किस लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं? That is because जब हम work को the time that is elapsed in doing that work इस term में हम लोग define करते हैं, then it becomes power. Okay, तो जहाँ पर हम लोग टाइम को इंक्लूड नहीं कर रहे, जस्ट अपने वर्क डन को, अपने फोर्स को या वेट को और डिस्प्लेसमेंट को कंसिडर करें, देन इट विल रिमेन वर्क. और अगर हम ये डिस्कस करें कि कितने टाइम में वो वर्क डन हुआ है, देन इट विल बिकम power. Okay, power is the time rate of doing work, or you can say that simply power tells us that how much work has been done in a given time. Right? Mathematically, we can write the formula as P equals to W by T, where P is the symbol for power. We have to include capital P. Equals to W represents work divided by T represents time. So power is actually equal to the work done per unit time. If you do 20 joules of work in 2 seconds, it means the power would be 10 watts. Okay, as work done and time both are scalar quantities. Work done is a scalar quantity, time is also a scalar quantity. Then अगर हम इन दोनों को divide करेंगे, then we also get a scalar quantity. So power is a scalar quantity. The unit of power is watt, W-A-T-T, watt, represented by capital W. 1 watt. Now we're going to discuss the unit in detail. Okay, 1 watt power is actually 1 joules by 1 second. Okay, हमें 1 watt power कब मिलेगी? If we do 1 joule of work in 1 second, then the power that would be generated will be 1 watt. But to represent it symbolically, watt की जगह हम capital W use कर सकते हैं, joule की जगह capital J and second की जगह small s. So our power would be 1 watt if 1 joule of work is done in 1 second. Now comes the fun part. You might have noticed that using equation number 1, we can actually derive an equation for the work done, right? अगर हम equation 1 को use करें and इससे work done की equation just evaluate करें. In this case, we would get T यहाँ पर डिवाइड हो रहा है, हम दूसरी साइड पर मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे. PT equals to W or W equals to PT. It would give us another definition of work. Okay, we can represent power and time in larger units as well. Now, for power, in this case, we will use kilowatt as watt is the SI unit, so we can also use a prefix with it. Okay, for power, we are going to use kilowatts, and for time, we are not going to use seconds now. We are going to use hour. So in this case, we are going to discuss kilowatt hour. So the work done in this case, or you can say the energy, because the work done and energy have the same units. Okay, work done energy has the same units, so we can say that work done or energy equals to PT. Work done can be represented by 1 HP, and HP is actually the horsepower, the new unit for energy. We can use this unit whenever we have huge amounts of energy. Okay, so this is a really big unit of energy or work done. P, for P we have used kilowatt, and for time we have used hour. So work done would be 1 horsepower, which is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, here HP represents horsepower, and 1 horsepower is actually equal to अगर आप represent करें इसे, so then it would become in terms of watt as 746 watts. Okay, now 1 किलोवाट आवर किसके इक्वल होता है? ऑफ कोर्स अगर मैं यहाँ पर आपको यहीं पर सॉल्व करके दिखा सकूँ, 1 किलोवाट आवर के लिए किलो की जगह हम यूज़ करेंगे 10 रेज टू पावर 3 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय साथ ही इसके वॉट आ जाएगा 10 रेज टू पावर 3 वॉट मल्टीप्लाइड बाय आवर्स के लिए 3600 seconds, because there are 10 raised to power 3 watts in kilowatt and 3600 seconds in hour. If we just multiply these two things, we will get 3.6 into 10 raised to the power 6 watt second. और watt second की जगह हम simply क्या लिख सकते हैं? We can simply replace watt second by joule, because 1 joule is equal to watt second. Okay, so हमने क्या किया? We just introduce a new unit for energy. Okay, where energy or work done both have the same units. Work done equals to PT. Power के लिए हमने kilowatt का unit use किया and time के लिए hours का. Okay, so work done or energy in horsepower, for 1 horsepower it is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, और in terms of joules हम क्या करेंगे? किलो को 10 रेज़ टू पावर 3 से रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, आवर्स को 3600 से, दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे 3.6 इंटू 10 रेज़ टू पावर 10 रेज़ टू पावर 6 joules would be the answer. So whenever we want to represent energy and that energy is in huge amounts, then we cannot actually express that energy by joules, because joule is a smaller unit. We can represent that energy in horse powers. Okay, so this was all for today. Thank you so much, everyone.